Hey everyone, Neiman Hall, and welcome back to another episode of Ignite Your Power, the Kathy Mou Podcast. So, today's episode is going to be about my birthing story. I know so many of you have asked about it, and so I finally have time to record it. So, today is already going to be, by the time this comes out, is 3 weeks with baby boy. So 3 weeks postpartum. And I'm feeling pretty good because I manifested my VBAC, which is vaginal birth after having C-section. So they call it a VBAC. And guys, this is so crazy because literally I was supposed to be induced at that Wednesday, and he came that Monday before I was supposed to get induced on that Wednesday. Manifestation is so crazy in a good way, though, if you know how to use it. And this is what I teach people, how to use their powers so that they can manifest their dream life or whatever that they want in their life. And if you don't know who I am and you're new here, I'm Kathy, your host of this podcast of Ignite Your Power, the Kathy Mou Podcast, and I'm an empowerment coach, and I teach people how to live the bliss soft life, aka the BS life, which is living in your power, knowing you're this amazing soul being. And when you remember who and how powerful you are, your life becomes so much more blissful and softer. And I teach you how to come out of what we're taught growing up in this crazy matrix society of this hustle bustle, thinking you have to work, help you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally upgrade from where you used to be to something so much more powerful, amazing, and then you don't even have to do it that hard. So that's what I teach people how to do. I'm actually very tired, so I might slur my words a little bit. I am running on like maybe 4 hours of sleep a day now because Caleb, his wake windows and his sleeping windows is like every 2 to 3 hours. So I am waking up throughout the night. I am breastfeeding and pumping, doing all the good stuff that mamas do. And I'm blessed that I can do all of that, by the way. Okay, so today is about my birthing story. Like I said in the very beginning, I was supposed to be induced because Caleb, my son, Caleb is his name, he was running on the smaller side. So if you heard my previous episodes, I was stressing out. He was small and they wanted him to come out 37 weeks because they thought like the placenta wasn't doing its job. So they wanted him to come earlier. And then the latest ultrasound before I got the induction at 37 weeks, they're like, he's great. So you can push out to another week or so to 38, max 39 weeks. And then my OBGYN was like, okay, you gotta pick an induction date so we can at least figure out or when he's gonna come out if it doesn't happen spontaneously. And so we set the date to that Wednesday. I think it was about to be 39 weeks because that was the latest, right? And he came out that Monday before, and I was so blessed. And guys, I literally talked to him because I was like, okay, I understand manifestation. You really have to be intentional. You got to ask your angels and guides for help. So I wasn't feeling good anyways. I've been sleeping on the couch for the past 3 weeks because just sleeping in bed was so uncomfortable being pregnant. So I was sleeping on the couch and I was having little baby contractions before too. And I was like, okay, my body's getting ready to go into labor. And then I kid you not, I really don't want to be induced. So let me talk to this kid. Like, my birth is not just him, it's his story and his way too. And it's not just the way I want. So I literally put on a meditation, and then I put on some soft music, and then I really talked to him. I was like, Caleb, what do you want mommy to do, or what do you need me to do to have you come naturally or on your own? And then I was just like connecting to him on a soul level. I closed my eyes, was just laying there. And this was in the middle of the night too, like 11 p.m., midnight, because I couldn't really sleep at that time. I was about 38 weeks pregnant and I was so uncomfortable. And then I just started bawling because I just felt his presence, felt his soul. And I just talked to him and I was like, I love you so much. I can't wait to meet you. Mommy and Daddy are so excited to have you come on Earthside. So please come earlier than later and help Mama out. And just talk to him. And you know what? I did this in the middle of the night, and then 5 a.m., kid you not, I started getting mini contractions, like real, not the Braxton Hicks contractions, but like real contractions on Saturday. And I didn't really know the difference between real contractions and Braxton Hicks because I felt like it was pretty similar. So I didn't think anything of it. But then on Saturday, we were walking around and my husband took us to the farmer's market and we went to the car show and I was sweating on my nose. And he's like, it's not even that hot. Why are you sweating? I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm having contractions. And I knew it was a little different because I was like, I had to pee or felt so much pressure on my uterus. And I was like, this is interesting. And I had to go pee every 10 minutes. And then finally, Sunday, it was the World Cup, like the soccer FIFA World Cup. And I was starting to get longer, bigger contractions every 10-15 minutes. And I was like, whoa, this is very interesting. It was still bearable, but then I was still breathing in and out throughout the day. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling contractions. And I met up with my family because they were all watching the game. And my husband's like, should we go since you're having contractions, I think? And I was like, yeah, let's just do it because I needed to forget about it because it was too early to go into the hospital anyways at that point. And so we were watching the World Cup for a while, and then I remember I really started getting really crazy contractions at 7 p.m. where they were every 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, something's happening. And then Jem didn't let us go to the hospital. Well, right now she still co-sleeps with us, so she did not want George and I to go to the hospital. So we put her to bed, and I was in agony pain. I was feeling the contractions, but I was breathing through, and I was in fetal position trying to just let the contractions pass every 5 minutes. And then finally she fell asleep at 10 p.m. Oh my gosh. And then I went to go pee, and I had a bloody show. And I haven't really heard anybody talk about it, but I was like, oh my gosh, honey, it is really time to go now. So we ended up packing our bags and then just heading straight out to the hospital after she went to bed. And luckily my mother-in-law was here sleeping over, helping us watch Gemma. If you heard that, that was my kid. That was Caleb. I am recording this while he is napping. Well, actually everybody is napping right now. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. I should be napping too, by the way, but I love you guys so much that I really wanted to record this for y'all because everybody's been asking me my birthing story. And I was like, okay, I'll do a podcast episode when I have the chance. So, I have the chance. Okay, anyways, going back, I had the bloody show. And then, man, after that bloody show, my contractions went so crazy. I couldn't even handle it. It was so intense that I was like, wow. Before that, I was like, okay, this is pretty manageable. I can breathe and then I can get through the contractions. And no, it was just so constant that I couldn't even breathe. And when I got to the hospital, they're like, do I want an epidural? Maybe I can wait it out. Because I wanted to try to wait it out as long as possible. I wanted to try for a natural birth, but that didn't happen because, man, that was painful. It was so painful that I was shaking. And they had to give me a different type of pain meds, fentanyl, I think, just to relieve the pain instantaneously, and that only lasted for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then my contractions started getting crazy again, and then luckily, finally, the anesthesiologist came and then put the epidural in my back, which hurt so much. Ugh, I don't remember feeling that much pain when I had a C-section with Jem, but this time I felt it. And it was so painful and it was so sensitive, and now my back hurts a lot from it. But whatever, at the time it was worth it. But anywho, I got the epidural at like midnight, and then I had to wait it out all night until finally Caleb came in the morning, close to 9 a.m. And we were waiting for the OBGYN to come and check me. And when I got to the hospital, actually, I was already 4 centimeters dilated. So they're like, okay, you're going to be staying here tonight. So I was like, okay, great. This is actually happening. I'm manifesting my VBAC. And I was just so happy, even though I was in so much pain at the time. But I was just so happy. Oh my gosh, my son is allowing me to have this VBAC. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I was crying and so emotional. And then finally he came in the morning and the OBGYN checked up and he's like, wow, you're 10 centimeters. We're going to do it right now at 8 a.m. And then I pushed for maybe 30 minutes and then he came out. And he was only 5 pounds and 5.04 pounds. He was so tiny. And the ultrasound, they said he was closer to 6 pounds. Nope, that was so off. It was a pound off. But anyways, now he is good. We went to his 2-week checkup and he is past his birth weight. He has slight jaundice, not that much. So everything is going well with him and I'm doing pretty good. And dude, I was already up and walking and doing everything like I'm not even pregnant. Everybody's like, whoa, Kathy, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I feel good. I don't feel a lot of pain. I only had 1 stitch down there. He's like, yeah, you didn't even tear it. And my OBGYN was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a person push so steadily and really well. So, yeah, I did such a good job. My husband was there counting for me, and it was just a great experience. I'm glad that I got to do the C-section and a VBAC, and we got both experiences, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And just thinking about it, I was like, I still get emotional. I've been so emotional, guys. I love my life so much, even though Jem has been having a tough time transitioning to big sister role. She doesn't like sharing our time, which is really, really tough. And I've never seen her be so angry before and so frustrated. But everybody says it's normal. I know it's normal. I get it. The jealousy, but the way she's handling it is very, very, very interesting, which I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. But yeah, I can't believe I manifested. He literally came and listened, and I kept saying, oh my God, you're such a good boy. When the doctor checked that I was 10 centimeters dilated, he was like, his head is right there. They could feel him, and he was in a good position. And it was just amazing to just hear that because it could go wrong. And I knew there was a higher chance of me getting a uterine rupture or having a C-section. And sometimes when you are in labor and having contractions, it doesn't mean that you're getting dilated. So I was so happy that I was dilating. And yeah, he came naturally. Wow. Can't believe I did it. It was so empowering. And it was even more empowering that they allowed me to see the birth. They actually had a mirror and the nurse was sweet enough to be like, hey, you want to watch your birth? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I do. And when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I saw his head. I saw him just come out. It was such a magical, beautiful thing to watch. And I was able to watch myself do that. And I'm already getting emotional again, just thinking about how women's bodies are so incredible. How my son is so incredible. He listened to me. And we worked together to make this manifestation happen. And now he's on Earth's side, and I'm loving him. I'm loving the newborn phase. I'm just so much more different this time around, too. I remember the first time with Gemma, I was pumping. I didn't know what to do with my boobs, and I just didn't know what to do in general. And I was so stressed, and I was so focused on my boobs and the milk. And this time I was like, I want a different experience, and I'm getting the experience of what I wanted in the first place. And now I know how to manage my boobs. I don't have mastitis so far, cross fingers. And I'm not pumping as much. I'm just pumping enough just for Caleb. But before, I was pumping so much where I was getting 4 to 6 ounces each session. That's insane. Like, a kid does not need that. And what do I do with all the milk? I didn't even end up using it, because towards the end of when she was closer to 1 anyways, Gemma couldn't take my milk because it wasn't fatty enough, because she was losing weight drinking my milk. So then we had to substitute with formula anyways. And so I was like, that is miserable, because see, people tell you to pump so much, to store it, and you can just give it to your kids, but that doesn't always mean it's gonna happen that way. Things change, and I had so much milk left over that we just ended up just using all that milk for bath at the time. But what a waste. I rather would have hung out with her. And so right now I'm pumping less than I used to, and I'm pumping just enough, or making just enough milk for Caleb, which is around 2 to 3 ounces right now. So each boob will make about 1 ounce to 2 ounces. So it's great. And then I get to actually really bask in this newborn phase. I didn't get to do that with Gemma, because again, I was so focused on my boobs and having mastitis and just stressed out and having postpartum. It was crazy. This time around, I feel so much mentally better, physically, emotionally. I'm just so blessed, and I just want to cry all the time because I'm just so grateful. And yeah, Gem is tough, but there are moments where she's so sweet, and I'm like, man, if she can be sweet like this the whole time, she will get there, I know. It's just a weird transition time right now. And then all the love that I'm getting from friends and family, sending things over, and it's just, man, I'm really filled with lots of love. I can't even express to you guys how life is so truly magical when you have people that love and support you, and you get to live out your manifestation and your dreams and live it out the way you want it and on your own terms-ish, right? Not going to go exactly the way you want, but it can get there. Like, it can be similar. My heart is so full, really, and I'm just so glad I can share this with you guys, share my manifestations, my story, and my love, and you guys just wanting to know how it went. And I just can't wait to see what other things is going to go my way. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little stressed out too, because some random things been happening that hasn't gone 100% my way, but that's for another day. But this is about my birthing story. It wasn't that exciting, but it really was perfect and exactly the way I wanted. I mean, I wanted to try natural, but whatever, I tried it for a couple hours. Not a couple hours, I actually handled it for 2 days, up until 8 hours of crazy active labor. That was when I couldn't handle it. So, or maybe 9, right? Like midnight to 9 in the morning, pretty much, that I needed the epidural. Whew, that is crazy. And I got my dream. If you think about it though, a lot of people don't manifest how they have their birth. Like, I can't believe that I can manifest having a baby, which people say it's so hard because you need God, source, higher creator to help you with this. Yes, it's true, but if you ask for help, they will help you out. And then the way you want to give birth to as well, that's another thing which you can't really ask for, really go the way you want, but it did for me. And I can't I can't believe it. Sometimes I'm just thinking, wow, I'm such a powerful manifestor. This really happened for me. What in the world? And then I'm like, what else can I manifest? And then I think about how anybody can do this. And it's just not special. I'm not super special. I'm not different than anybody. I don't have special powers. I'm just intentional. And then I just know how to use the tools of manifestation and my power to create the life that I want. And I want you guys to do the same. And I want you guys to use the tools that I use. And I want to share this with the world. I don't hold this back. I want people to truly be happy, because if everybody's happy, then this world would be such a better place for my kids and everybody. Everybody's so miserable and so stressed, sad. And I just really want the world to be a better place for the next generations and onwards. And we can all create that. And so I'm here to just help in any way possible. And the cool thing is, 8/8, well, by the time this airs, 8/8 will be the week before. So hopefully you guys manifested and used that date for creating the life that you want. And the next things that I'm looking forward to is finally having Caleb's 1 month party done and over with, because that's a very Chinese tradition where we call it 满月, where family and friends come and see the baby once they turn 1. So my family will be here celebrating with the last baby of my family. Yeah. All my sisters and brother are done, and Caleb is the last one in my family, so he's the 9th grandchild my mom will have. My father passed away. It's going to be 11 years this year. So unfortunately, he was only able to see one of his grandchildren, but I know he has seen all the rest up in heaven or up in higher source area. Yeah, he's the 9th one, and we're going to celebrate and have lots of love and family time. And we did his newborn photo shoot today, and that was exciting. I can't wait to see the pictures. There were so many good ones, and it's so cool. I remember with Jem, it was like COVID times, so we had to go to the studio, but this time, 4 years later, there's so much more options, and we did the photo shoot at our own home, and it was so, so nice, because it would have been hectic bringing 2 kids out and about, so I didn't have to do that this time. It was awesome. So everything is going the way I want with my family. Other things not so smooth, like my business, or I don't know, this course that I was taking, and then it was just frustrating me. Didn't really pan out the way I wanted, unfortunately, but I gotta look at the brighter side that everything happens for a reason. I'm trying to figure out why that happened for that reason. And if you keep hearing Caleb, it's because he's taking a nap, and then I'm talking over here. And so he's stretching, and he's probably like thinking, Mom, you're freaking annoying. But hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. And this is why I wanted to record today, because I actually had to get ready for a photo shoot. So might as well record a podcast. So I always love utilizing my time. And it really takes a lot of time to get ready. And right now, having postpartum, it takes a while to get yourself ready. I don't even do my hair. I just have enough time to brush my teeth. But since it's already been over 2 weeks now, I'm getting the hang of things. Things are getting more consistent, more stable. And I'm so, so thankful for that. And I don't remember, having a solid routine with Jem until 2-3 months out, because again, like I said, I was so overwhelmed. I was in my head. I was just worried about the wrong things. But now I get a redo, and again, I'm trying not to get emotional, but having this redo is so, so special to me, because I feel like I missed out on a lot of things, and now I get to live in what I missed out on. And dude, how special is that? to have this experience, to be able to have, and be able to be blessed to do it again. And I think it hits hard because as a soul being, I'm sure we come here for multiple lessons and we redo some lifetimes probably to try to learn certain lessons. And I get to learn the lesson again in this lifetime so quickly. So it's just very rewarding. And I just have such a beautiful family, and my kids are amazing, and Caleb is just awesome. Like, I really thought I couldn't love another human being as much as I love Jim. But no, my heart opened even more, and I just am filled with even more love. Ugh, why am I so emotional? Yeah, I'm really truly blessed. And it's really about the little things in life that truly make you feel blessed and happy. And that's why you gotta bask in the present moment, bask in the small things, bask in gratitude, because those things truly matter. The materialistic things, not money, even though our society tells us that's important, it's not about that. It's about all the love that you get truly from your friends and family, from your kids, from the manifestation that you have. It's just so blessed. And I just want to have people feel happy, joyful, bright, grateful all the time. And it makes me sad when you can't feel that, or you feel lost. And I don't want you feeling lost, because I remember a time when I was lost, going through infertility, endometriosis, not knowing if I was going to be able to have Caleb after a miscarriage. All right, Caleb's really, really awake, so I will wrap up now. I think he's trying to poop. He's been pretty gassy. He's such a cutie. And yeah, I've been kind of MIA on socials because I've literally been basking in motherhood, newborn phase, and this is why I love to be raw and real on my podcast. So if you want to listen to what's going on in my life, or even if you care enough about it, it's going to be on here. So I love you all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my not so crazy birthing story. But it really was perfect, guys. It was exactly the way that I wanted. Like, I can't believe it really happened. And it went smoothly, and we're healthy, happy, and he didn't have to go to the NICU because my husband was like, oh my god, he's so small. He's gonna have to go to the NICU. And he was scaring me. But no, he was happy, healthy, and his jaundice wasn't bad. With Gemma, her jaundice was a little bit worse than Caleb's. So he didn't even have to get monitored for 24 hours. And I hate it when they prick you. Like, at the hospital, they always prick their feet to get the blood out. And so he had to get pricked 24 hours for his sugar levels because he was so small. They wanted him to gain weight and make sure he had enough sugar or gaining weight. And so they had to monitor him, and every time they pricked him, it made me freaking sad because he was crying, and I hated hearing him cry. And so I'm glad he didn't have jaundice that bad that he had to get pricked for jaundice, because then that would have been another 24 hours of agony and pain for him. But yeah, everything went perfect, and everything's so great. I'm not trying to be here to boast and keep repeating myself, but honestly, living out your manifestation and your dreams is just such a blessing, and I can't wait for you guys to join me in manifesting your dream life and sharing it with me and telling me about it. And if you're lost, or if you don't know how to start, or you need some clarity, guidance, reach out to me. I do one-on-one empowerment sessions, or I can do a one-on-one angel card reading for you guys. Just let me know. You can book those at www.kathymou.com. You can also go and listen to my podcast or meditations on YouTube for free resources. There is lots of help, guys. So go start manifesting, start living your dream life, and start living the BS life with me. All right, I will see you all in my next episode. I love you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Ignite Your Power with the Kathy Mou Podcast. If today's episode resonated with you, take a deep breath and know this: you're exactly where you're meant to be. If you're feeling called to go deeper, I'd love to support you. You can work with me one-on-one or book a numerology guidance card reading with me. All are in the show links below. And if this episode supported you in any way, please share with someone who needs it, leave a review, or take a screenshot and tag me on social media. Your support helps this message reach more souls who are ready to step into their power. Until next time, keep choosing yourself, keep trusting your journey, and keep living your bliss soft life. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!